Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, My Ordinary Life. On this video, I'll be sharing with you all on tips and tricks on how to study successfully. Chapter 1, Get Organized. So start collecting all the materials you need to start studying. So this can include getting and buying your textbooks before you start your semester at university or school, your study materials including pens, pencils, highlighters, anything you need. Start to print out important information. This may include unit guides, your study syllabus, and start making folders, whether you use electronics or physical folders. Start labeling them and make folders for each subject. Also download important information, including study materials for university or school, or any important information your teachers and lecturers give you. Chapter 2. Write down important information and dates. So it's very important to write down important dates and deadlines. For example, if you're going to university, this could include assignment dates, exam dates, or if you're still studying at school, this could be when your SACs and exams, oral presentations, etc. So write them down in a diary. Now, whether you prefer to use iCal or electronic calendars, or whether you choose to use physical diaries and planners, that is really up to you. Go with what you feel like you prefer best and what works best for you. There are both pros and cons to using a physical planner or a digital one. It's really up to you. You could also use both of them depending on what you prefer and what's most easy for you. So make sure to write down when your classes are. This can include your lectures, your seminars if you're in university, or what days you have class if you're in high school. The third step is to start highlighting important dates. So it's easier for you to remember which days are important, what they contain, what time the deadlines are, and have it accessible where you can see it every day, whether that's in your planner, your digital calendar, on your wall where you have your timetable up, or you have important dates. Make sure to have them in a place where they're accessible, and make sure to highlight those important dates. So for university students, this could be outlining important dates, key topics, assessment dates in your unit guide. And if you're in high school, this could be just remembering what dates your assessments are due. Step 4 is to read study materials. So whether that's textbooks or articles or anything that you need for your unit or your class, start reading them early. So make sure you've bought your textbooks, and whenever you can, start highlighting important information and start taking your notes when you can. So step 5 is to complete activities and worksheets given in class. So whether you're a university or a high school student, we all get homework to do. This includes activities and worksheets we get given after class and asked to bring it back. So make sure that you complete those activities. This will help you to test your knowledge on the topic, to know whether you really understand the topic and know how to apply it in questions and in your assessments. It also refreshes your memory on the topic. So you may be learning a topic in class and then those activities will be based on the concepts you've learned in class, so it just helps to refresh your memory. Another benefit is it allows you to apply critical thinking, so again, working with your memory to bring back the knowledge and understanding you have of the topic and to apply it through questions. Step or point 6 is to attend your classes and lectures in person. Now, I'm not sure about high school students if you have an option with attending classes or doing them online due to COVID. However, university students have an option to attend their classes online or go to campus in person. So it is really beneficial to attend classes online if you have work commitments, personal commitments. It is very convenient. However, when you do attend your classes in person, it makes you to take action and to prepare for the class beforehand. So that includes, reading your unit materials, taking notes, understanding the concepts, having your activities and worksheets done before you go to class in person. So this allows you to have an idea of what you're going to learn before you go to class, and that way when you are in class and the lecturer gives you questions or revisits a topic, you will know what they're talking about. Another benefit of attending your classes in person is that you're more present with your education and you're surrounded by other students and teachers, which make you want to study. That environment becomes a work. That environment makes you want to study and want to learn. So that's another benefit as well. Also, asking your teacher questions can actually help improve your memory and understanding of the concepts. So if your teacher is going through a topic and you may not clearly understand it or know how to answer questions based on that topic, that is a perfect opportunity to ask questions, and just make sure you know that there are no such thing as stupid questions. The more questions you ask, the more chances are of you remembering those answers and information and actually applying it to what you need to. Make sure to have your notes ready for classes, as I mentioned before, so you can add extra information to your notes if the lecturer mentions something important or something they have missed in their lecture slides or unit materials. And this way you will just be refreshing your memory and revisiting content so you get a second and better understanding of what you're learning. And the teacher can provide more information on that topic, which can help with your assignments and exams if you're not sure. Point 7 is to utilize your resources. So this can include any apps or technology that you have access to, any of the websites, articles, journals the lecturers provide you with that are necessary and useful for your units. Use them. Again, as I mentioned, use your lecturers as information points. When you have a question, make sure you ask them. If you're not sure about a topic, it would be helpful to discuss that with your classmates. However, if you want credible information, your lecturer is there to help you. There is also on-campus support. So if you are studying on campus, that is another benefit. You will have support at your services. So whether these include medical resources at medical centres at university, whether you're hurt, you need counselling, or you just need support on a unit, There are also learning advisors and a lot of resources you have at hand to get that support when you're on campus. There's also library resources, so there's a lot of study spaces you can study in. You can choose whether you want to study in a quiet area versus you want to work in a more open space with more students on group assignments, for example. You also have access to computers. This is great. For example, if you didn't bring your own laptop or iPad, whatever you use, and you will always have access to computers and technology at campus. The library also gives you assistance to find textbooks. So if you have an assignment coming up and you need different credible sources, then the librarian can definitely help you find those textbooks for you. You can also discuss these topics with your classmates. You can discuss this with your friends and family, and this way you might get a few ideas or perspectives of that topic that you might want to integrate into your assignments, or that you would just like to get different perspectives on that topic. Step 8 is to revisit content. Now, there are a few ways you can do this. As I mentioned before, going into your classes, you can already have visited your content by going through your unit materials, your textbooks, going through your lectures and taking notes. This way, when you go into class and the lecturer speaks of the topic and gives you more information and asks questions, you'd be ready as you have a background on what the information is and the topic and content. This is one way to revisit your content. Or you can, after a couple of weeks, go back through your notes just to make sure you're familiar with the concepts. Step 9 is to write your own Q&As, also known as question and answers. So you can do this by going through your learning outcomes to get ideas on what your exams and assignments will be testing you. You can also go through your unit content and see what the topic is and come up with questions you think that might be useful to test your knowledge on that topic. You can also ask your lecturers, or when you go into class, you can see what questions they come up with for activities and homework. You can also go through past exam papers. Now, past exam papers have a lot of questions, and these can include multiple choice questions where you just tick or circle the right answer, or these could be short answer questions where you write in your own words. Whatever option you choose with, there are plenty of questions and answers that you can find, but I think the best way to test your own knowledge and make sure you remember that information is to write your own questions. Point 10 is to use feedback from assignments and exams to improve on. So after submitting an assignment, or whether it's like a multiple choice question exam, after you finish it and your lecturer gives you feedback on it, take it on board and make sure you don't do the same mistakes that you previously did in that assignment or exam into future exams and assignments. So it's really important that you really read the feedback, and if you have questions or don't really understand what they mean, definitely go up to them or send them an email. Make sure you understand what their feedback is so you can keep improving your work for future endeavours. I've realised that I've been using chapter instead of step or point. I'm actually not sure why I did that, but what I meant was step or point. And I have a couple of extra tips that I like to share with you all that will help you succeed in your studies. So this can include making flashcards with questions and answers. So You can create your own questions on one side and put the answer on the other side, or you can just Google on the topic you're doing and find some example flashcards. For example, Quizlet has a lot of resources to make flashcards. You can do it digitally, or you can do it physically by buying the physical flashcards, but that is one way that can help you and refresh your memory for exams. Another way is to teach someone what you've learnt. So this is one of the best methods that I apply to my studies as well, is once I learn something and I'm confident or I'm not confident in whether I really understand that concept, I will try and teach someone else that knowledge. And then I'll realize whether I actually know what I'm talking about or whether I need to go back and do some more revision in understanding that concept. So this could, if you don't have anyone to teach these ideas and content, you can just talk to yourself. So after you've studied, taken a break, you can just talk to yourself and act like you are teaching someone else that content. Another method is to have study groups with your classmates or your friends. So this can include people from the same units that you're doing, or this could be just friends who study other units. So just create a group where you often study together in the same environment, or it could be over Zoom, FaceTime or Skype digitally, but make sure you have a good study group that helps you focus on your studies and where you can share different ideas and information on topics and get perspectives and opinions. And the biggest tip I will give away is to start organizing your units and preparation in orientation week. So that's a week before your uni semester starts, or for high school students, before your semester commences. Make sure you have all your uni materials, everything you need, and start reading your textbooks and things you need to read. Start your lectures early, get to know the drift of your units, and start communicating with your lecturers and your tutors. Introduce yourself. Make sure you have all of this done by week 1, and you will already have made a good start on your study semester. Another tip is hold yourself accountable. So whether you are pushing yourself too hard and you're burning yourself out during the first few weeks, be honest with yourself. If that is happening, maybe adjust the way you're studying. Make more strategies and techniques that you can apply. So taking study breaks in between, or different study methods, or whatever you need. Make sure you are reflecting on how your study habits are going, whether there's success with that, whether you're just burning yourself out, and hold yourself accountable. I just wanted to say thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope my tips and tricks have helped you study better, and if you do have any compliments or constructive criticism or anything you'd like to say on these topics, whether you also apply these topics into your study regime, whatever it is, please let me know through the comment section, and make sure to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.